Factsverse presents Things You Did Not Know the Use of. Number 1. The lettering on a makeup jar. If you have ever bought a bottle of face makeup, you might have noticed that there's a mark on the bottle that could read 6M, 12M, 18M, or 24M. These are not markings that are needed in the factory. They're actually the expiration dates. If you use face makeup for too long, it can result in a breakout, a rash, or an infection. These marks are to let you know when it's time to toss your old makeup and replace it with new. Number 2. The small hole between the iPhone flash and the camera. If you have one of the newer versions of the iPhone, you'll notice that there is a tiny black dot in between the camera's back camera and the flash. That's not there for show, and it's not a mistake. It's actually a tiny microphone. Apple added this to the newer iPhones so that you can get better sound quality when you're taking videos. Number 3. The lines on an X-Acto knife. If you've ever used an X-Acto knife, you might have noticed the horizontal lines that run up and down the blade. These are there to extend the life of the razor. When the razor begins to get dull, you can just snap it off at one of those lines and you'll have a fresh new razor to work with. And that can be done up to 10 times depending on the knife that you have. Number 4. The tabs on the ends of an aluminum foil box. There's nothing worse than needing aluminum foil only to have it fall out of the box and roll out onto the ground. What you might not know is that there are 2 tabs on each side of the box that you're supposed to push in. When they're pushed in, they will go right into the holes in the tube, holding the foil in place when you use it. Number 5. The extra piece of fabric that comes with new clothes. If you've ever bought a new shirt or a new pair of pants that came with a small piece of fabric in the bag, you might have thought that it was a patch. If you were to rip your clothing, you'd have a small piece of material to patch the hole with. Well, that's not the real reason the clothing manufacturers include this piece of fabric. It's actually so you can put it in the washing machine so that you'll see what the washer and the soap will do to your clothing so that you don't end up ruining it. It actually is just a test piece of fabric. The button that comes with the fabric, that is often included just in case you lose one. Number 6. The extra holes in Converse sneakers. Many people who wear Converse sneakers know that there are 2 extra holes on the sides of the feet. They're not there for decoration like most people think. Some people think that they are there to lace the sneaker up tighter and offer more support. Well, both of those theories sound plausible, but they are both wrong. The holes are actually there for added ventilation. Since many styles of Converse are high tops, the more ventilation, the better. Number 7. The hole at the end of a ruler. Many people think that the holes at the end of the ruler are there to help you make a perfect circle. Well, yeah, you can use it for that. The hole is small, so the explanation's kind of silly if you think about it. There aren't too many people who would need to draw a circle that tiny. The hole is actually there so that you can have a way to hang the ruler up rather than trying to fit it inside a desk drawer. Number 8. The hole at the end of a pan handle. Of all the things you did not know the use of, this could be the most useful. Most saucepans and skillets have a hole at the end of the handle. Most people think the hole is there so that they can hang their pan on the wall, and they are half right about that. The hole at the end of the handle is a great way to hang a pan if that's what you choose to do with it. The other purpose of the hole is to put a spoon handle through. If you're cooking and you stir your food, whatever you're cooking is going to get all over the counter unless you rinse off that spoon every time you need to set it down. But if you put the spoon through that hole, it will hover over the pan and that would prevent anything from dripping. Number 9. The arrow on the side of the gas gauge icon. Many vehicles will have a small arrow on the side of the gas gauge icon. The icon's there to let the driver know which side the gas tank is on. Whichever way the arrow is pointing, that's the side the gas gauge is on. Since most drivers know which side the tank is on, this little arrow is more helpful to people who are borrowing a car. Number 10. Pom-pom and backpack loop. The pom-pom on a hat goes all the way back to the 1900s when sailors were living aboard ships. Sailors would wear the hats, and if the pom-poms scraped the ceiling, they'd know that they needed to duck and they would not scrape their head. The loop on a pocket of a backpack, that's called a hauling loop. They come in handy with people out in the wilderness, however, there's really no need to put them on a kid's backpack. There aren't too many kids out there who are going to be hauling heavy items to school. Subscribe for more!